This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Now, I don't really want to be put in the spot of defending a bunch of drunk, stupid college football fans. I don't know that they're stupid. They're just drunk. It's kind of what they do. So there's a few points here. One, how ethical, how responsible is it for a TV reporter, anchor, whatever the term is, to release, I guess, not edited footage, just footage from their shot featuring people on the screen. I don't know that I agree that you should just release whatever you want, stuff, outtakes or whatever you want. So to set this up, let's meet Lindsay. I can't believe she didn't change her name. I thought her last name would be like Darling or something like that. Lindsay Gough, Gough. She is inside the stadium at the end of, not the beginning of, not at halftime, the end of the Georgia-Clemson game the other night. Two football powers with incredibly drunk fan bases. They're all hammered. It's what people do. So she is doing a live shot at the game. I'm trying to set this up. She's doing a live shot at the game as the fans are coming out. And she is with, I don't know what TV station this is. So she decided to release footage of her experience there at the stadium. All right, so you know the drill. I mean, people are pouring out. A bunch of dudes are there. They're liquored up. Some are mad. Some are happy. They think they're the greatest ever. That's just the way fans work. So it's at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. And she tweeted, quote, "Got all kinds of violated during my first live hit by fans." First of all, what does that mean? What does that mean, news anchor? Got all kinds of violated during my first live hit by fans. After the first guy touched me, I started rolling. This isn't even all of it. So uncomfortable. Can we please respect people's space? I don't know that someone touched her. I don't know. I know that she's standing there. And I think we all know this. If you have a camera, if you have a camera rolling and there's thousands of people come pouring out of a stadium, there are going to be some knuckleheads that go and stick their face on the camera, correct? Whether they're 15 years old or 60 years old, it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a dude thing. It's dumb. I don't know that they touched her, but she's standing there as they're pouring out and they want to get on camera. Well, she's not happy that they want to get on camera. She's not happy with the behavior of the crowd because guess what happens? She's over there by the concession stand, which probably just shut off the beer sales. The game is ended. Georgia beats Clemson. By the way, she also says something like the Georgia Bulldogs rolled Clemson. No, they didn't. They didn't even score an offensive touchdown. Genius. But here's our sports reporter. She is ready to do... I don't even think it's ethical, by the way, to tweet about people. I mean, this is kind of your job. Got all kinds of violated during my first live hit by fans. Hello.
Please don't touch me. Excuse you. Slugfest, and the Dogs ran away with it. A 10-3 win here at Vegas. How long do I have? Please don't touch my equipment. Please don't. How long do I have? I've got to move. Okay, I can hear you, but I'm moving.
Okay, hang on. Now, hang on a second, everyone. Okay. The Dogs ran away with it. It was 10-3. They scored on a defensive touchdown. Okay, the drunk fans, the camera's rolling, the lights are on. They're pouring out of the stadium and they're yelling, "Go Dogs!" They're drunk. I mean, I can't believe that. I thought the behavior was actually not bad considering. You turn that light on, you're gonna get the lowest common denominator. So they're all yelling in her ear. They're sticking their face on the camera. They're walking in front of the camera. She is flipping out. She is a nervous wreck. I'm not excusing any meathead. I don't know that they touched her. They look like they ran into her because, I don't know, she's standing in front of an exit with 25,000 people pouring out. But she is a nervous wreck. And I don't know what she or anyone else thought they would get at the end of a night game that's probably had 150,000 beers served. What she thought she was going to get by standing there in the fan section as they're yelling, "Go Dogs." I didn't even hear any F-bombs, which is a minor miracle. I don't think it's ethical, one, to say what she, unless she was really, again, maybe somebody touched her and the cops need to be involved. I don't know. Got all kinds of violated during my first live hit by fans. I don't know that that's an appropriate thing to tweet if your job is to stand in front of the fans. If you want to stand in front of the fans, you stand in front of the fans. What did you stand there for? You wanted to get a reaction, right? They're screaming, "Go Dogs." After the first guy touched me, I started rolling. Now, I think you have to watch. I mean, you have to watch this on the YouTube channel to fully appreciate this. So, from the very beginning, just listen to her, listen to her as people start walking up. Hello.
Please don't touch me. Excuse you. Hitting defensive slugfest, and the Dogs ran away with it. A 10-3 win here at Vegas. How long do I have? Please don't touch my equipment. Please don't. How long do I have? I've got to move. Okay, I can hear you, but I'm moving.
Yeah, oh, here come the frat guys now. The frat guys showed up. Yeah, they're allowed to. I'm moving. That's it. The fans I wanted to get reaction from are giving me reaction. That's it. I'm quitting. I hate this job. I'm out of here. It's so, I don't mean, I'm laughing at her. Again, I hope nothing terrible happened. I don't see evidence of something terrible happening. You see evidence of exactly why she went there. She is WTOC Channel 11 in Atlanta. She posted the video. She tweeted about them. And please, folks, she then tweets, "Please, folks, we get that you're excited about the game. Respect my space." You're inside the stadium in the fan section. What space did you want? It's not Swan Lake there, genius. It's drunk college football fans, and you wanted their reaction. They gave you their reaction. They stuck their big fat face on the camera, and she's flipping out. John McClellan is the co-founder and creator of ATX Hot Sauce in all 50 states, now in several retail outlets as well. So we're going to turn it over to the social media rock chef superstar, and we're going to walk through a few sauces and why you should buy. We've done Beat Heat, so we're second in line now for the tasting. Don't forget, everyone, go to atxhotsauce.com. So here we go.
All right, so this one is our smoked habanero 5-pepper. We smoke habaneros with ancho,
Is that going to hurt?
This one? No,
Yeah.
This one's actually really, really good.
Okay.
This is like your traditional tapatía, but without the vinegar in it, right? And because of that fermentation process that we've talked about all the time. This one is great on sandwiches, pizzas, things like that. Great on hot wings. I think you're going to really like this one too, especially the smoky flavor with the adobe chipotle and the smoked habaneros. We actually smoked the habaneros before we.
Does that go with the cab?
This would not go with the cab. This would go with the great Chenin Blanc, though.
I teed you up with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
That is good.
That's good. Isn't that good? It's just classic take.
Yes.
Well, it's a new take on a classic item. So it's called smoked habanero 5-pepper.
All right, don't forget
One of my
ATX.
favorites.
Don't forget ATXHotSauce.com.
Well, one thing with the start of the football season, you get all sorts of whacked out stuff. It's great for my business. It's not the nerdy football stuff. It's all the whacked out stuff. That TV reporter from Atlanta flipping out on people, tweeting about them. And then I think the game was Sunday night. Let me put this in context. They won. Okay, the coach being interviewed, his team won. They won 41-38 in overtime. Notre Dame beat Florida State. Okay, you know the drill. Game's over. Reporter, ESPN reporter, who's about 5 inches taller than the coach, I might add, goes over for the obligatory lame, and they're always lame, coaches' interviews at halftime or the end of the game, where the coach basically just runs away from the reporter. The reporter asks nothing questions. There's no substance to it all. And then there's the obligatory cop standing next to the coach, which is kind of weird to me. Like, what do you think is going to happen? All these coaches, these college football coaches making millions of dollars, had these security guards all around them. But you know the scene. So the game is over. Players are out in the middle shaking hands. It's 41-38. He's sweating like crazy. His security is standing next to him. Here comes the ESPN reporter after his team won.
Let's stand Florida State's impressive comeback.
Yeah, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight. I mean, we just didn't have...
Wait, what? Now, my favorite part is it doesn't matter if he said, "Hi, your hair's on fire." That reporter is going to do the obligatory nod into the next question. Okay? His team won. He wants them to be executed. I know, before you freak out, I know exactly where this came from. I know. And I know he's trying to explain why he said what he did. But think about this in the moment. Think about in the world we live in of Twitter, which I think is pretty cool. And I have to admit, I don't watch coaches' interviews because they're just dumb. I mean, they don't mean anything. They don't say anything. Now I'm going to have to start watching in anticipation that the next college head coach is going to say something stupid, something bizarre. Remember, they won. Very first question, how do you feel, or how do you overcome adversity, all that standard stuff. I mean, this is after a team won. Think about in that moment how Twitter reacted when this guy, Brian Kelly's his name, he's a good coach, how Twitter reacted when he said this.
Let's stand Florida State's impressive comeback.
Yeah, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we just didn't have...
They all need to die. They all need to be given the needle, firing squad, hang them, guillotine. I don't care. Coach, how does she not say, "You won"? You just won. Okay, so he came back and he's tried to... I don't know why he went there. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me. I know. He didn't mean to kill him, but he said this: "I was talking and making a joke about it. It was taken seriously. Are you people crazy? I was kidding. It was tongue in cheek. It wasn't funny." No, it doesn't make any sense at all. You buffoon. Oh, why did he say that? Why he said it was, go back to the mid-70s. This is an explanation, which I don't know that we can confirm it, but the legend has it that during a news conference, then Tampa Bay coach John McKay, his team went 0-14. John McKay was a very famous college coach who then left to take on the expansion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was the only team to not win a game. He's famous for making jokes about his team. During a news conference, legend has it that he was asked, quote, "How was your team's execution?" He said, quote, "I'm in favor of it." Ha, that's funny. Why this guy went here? I mean, it doesn't make any sense why he went here. They won 41-38. He's not happy with his team's performance, which is fine. The first thing out of his mouth, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our team should be executed, which is just weird because did he plan that? Why would you plan that all week long? He had his 3x5 card out that he thought, at some point this year, I cannot wait to trot out the execution joke. It's gonna be perfect. Now, I'd also point out, he's not going to get fired. Coaches don't get fired unless they lose. He won. I do think it's a little bit ironic that he represents the most prominent Catholic school in the entire country. I don't think execution jokes go over so well at the most prominent Catholic school in this country. I think that's kind of bad taste. So if he had planned on using the execution joke, which it seems to me you would have had to have planned to try out this joke. This is not the kind of joke that just comes to you at the end of a game in an ESPN interview when somebody says, how about that Florida State comeback? Usually you say stuff like, well, it was an impressive comeback. We let our guard down, or we blew coverage, or whatever. You don't say, I'm in favor of executions the first thing out of your mouth, unless you planned it. Were you planning on losing? Were you thinking, okay, when we lose, it's going to be great when I trot out the execution joke. It's going to knock them dead. It'll be perfect. I mean, it's just so weird how this came to him. It's so weird how defensive he is. Are you people crazy, is what he said back to us. No, actually, we're not. Oh, it was a joke. I was kidding. It was a joke. I was kidding. I believe that, and I wouldn't fire him. But I'd also say, hey, sit down. Father Ward, you want to talk to the coach about executions and maybe how we don't like to make jokes about executions here? I mean, I might sit down with him and say, it's not so cool. Why did you go there, by the way? You won. You won, coach. Yeah, it wasn't all that impressive. But you did win. I mean, the very first thing he says to the reporter.
Stand Florida State's impressive comeback.
Yeah, I'm in favor of execution. Maybe our entire team needs to be executed after tonight. I mean, we just...
Let me ask all of you something. This is your job, is to interview people. 9 times out of 10, a coach says nothing. They say the scripted stuff. How do you not in that moment say, I'm sorry, did you say you're in favor of an execution? Could you clarify that, please, what you mean by that? Because days later, he trying to clarify what he meant by that. Of course, Twitter immediately went after him. And I don't blame somebody. If you're sitting there in the moment and you're watching this game and you're just, you're having a good glass of wine, and you go, wait, what did that coach just say? Was to execute his team? I'm in favor of executions. Okay. Response, are you people crazy? No. I get why he responded by saying, I was kidding. Sorry about that. It was an old joke. I shouldn't have used it. Stop talking. Instead, he didn't stop talking and immediately pointed the finger at the rest of us saying, are you people crazy? You know, I bet's not crazy. I bet your boss at the Catholic school is not crazy. And I bet they don't think the term execution is all that funny.